Maybe we should all just get along with each other and put away our problems. Or whatever it is, we just need to forget about everything and just have a good time here tonight. It's really that simple. Listen to me. You just gotta keep doing what you're doing and keep moving in your life in the direction that you feel is the best way to go. Like every time I get ahead, I end up going 2 steps back. So tonight, I'm just gonna let this one ride. Listen to me. So tonight, I'm just gonna let this one ride. You just gotta keep doing what you're doing and keep moving in your life in the direction that you feel is the best way to go.
get better down the line. Cause now my heart is in a bind, and baby, I don't wanna waste your life. It's like I miss you more each day, when I'm the one that sent you on your way, yeah. But it's been this life alienating myself from the people that are good to me. And it's like I miss you more each day, yeah. I'm the one that sent you on your way, yeah. Well, it's been this life alienating myself from the people that are good to me. I take the weight on my shoulders as I feel the sky come down on me, and I can't hold it much longer. Gotta let go so I can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. I'm the one that sent you on your way, yeah. Well, it's been this life alienating myself from the people that are good to me. I take the weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me, and I can't hold it much longer. Gotta let go so I can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me, and I can't hold it much longer.
Whoa, hi, whoa. Okay, so last minute switch in change the stuff. I am doing the stream today again. Because why not? And we're not gonna start out with the tracks in FL Studio, but we're gonna start out with the tracks in SoundCloud. So, how are you guys? Tijako, that's okay, brother. You fucked up the overlay, but that's fine. I tried my best to fix it. So I need to change my screen. Hi, back again. Why is my light so amazingly bad? My lighting is as bad as my mom's slipper. It's never too late. Let's see. Window capture. Which one do I need? Streaming is sometimes a bit of a heckle. Bit of a hassle, bit of a heckle. No, that's the YouTube stream. There we go. Alright. Then I need to make this big. And now we're ready. So, no, you can send in other songs, of course, but I am not the person that's gonna be the best at reviewing your non-hardstyle tracks, because by the way, I'm not even the best to ask this, but still, I'm here just to enjoy and listen to the tracks and just see how they are and how they stack up to other tracks. So that's the thing I'm doing. And just my general thought of everything. So let's start. We're gonna be streaming for about 2 hours or so, because I didn't even have the time, but I made some time for you guys. Do a stream with Aftershock. Yes, we are going to stream with Aftershock and with other people as well. Next week, the 12th of March, is Endvine, so that's really, really, really exciting. Yeah, and we just have some great things coming for us and for you guys. So yeah. All right, Immersion, Rewrite the Stars. And I can't play this song, by the way. And it's not working. And I think you just got exposed. Oof. Big oof. Okay. Element Zero. Immortal. Oh god. I'll check it out later.
Immortal.
SoundCloud quality is SoundCloud quality is bad. Yeah, that's true.
Forever immortal. Descendants of an ancient race, the gifted and the brave.
El Baby, thank you so much for subscribing.
Embracing the waves, they follow the bright light, fearless in front of storms. History has their name carved. Forever immortal. Descendants of an ancient race, the gifted and the brave, the ones who ventured to the seas. ancient race, the gifted and the brave, the ones who ventured to the seas, embracing the waves. Descendants of an ancient race, the gifted and the brave, the ones who ventured to the seas, embracing the waves. They follow the bright light, fearless in front of storms. History has their name carved, forever immortal. Immortal.
Okay, wow, really cool track. Gives me really old school vibes. Sounds really cool. The only thing is really long. There are a couple of more things, but the track is really long. So what came to me first is because of how long the track is. I don't think it's as interesting as it should be. I'm just saying, yeah, I know, but to make it a bit more interesting, you can shorten it up. And I think this second break here,
The gifted and the
because of the melody there, is way too long. It seems like it is, it's really boring, the second part, because it's all the same. It just doesn't really change. Next, I think your vocal needs to, let's say, have a bit more de-esser or a bit more EQing on the high end, because the S and the high frequencies do come through like a lot. So try and change that. Some of my top of the head ideas I got during this track is, hey Empiria, is you're changing your melody with like +2 semitones, I think, and you're introducing it now just straight away after this second of after this first climax,
waves.
like there. Maybe you can shorten it up and make a reverse fade in with your melody, and then drop it to the 2 semitones, because this just doesn't make sense to me. It's just really random. Yeah, I already said that. It's a cool track. It has nice vibes and nice melody and nice kicks, nice mixing, but for me it's too long.
Of an ancient race, immortal.
Yeah, and all in all, it's a really solid track. So I don't really have to say anything more. But for me, it's just a bit boring. The front right loop in the mid intro. Yeah, and take the tip of just reversing the melody in the second break and just shorten it up. And maybe a bit more low end in the track itself. Because I want to hear that sub in the gated kick just come through, but it's not really coming through. My subwoofer isn't working. Isn't really like working. So yeah, I think those are the main points of interest. Yeah, I think so. So why? my laugh isn't that bad, is it? All good. Let's see. My track is luid. Not the pep, stop de boot als je die luistert. Dit is meme. Maar wel nog wel feedback. Okay, so Kiwi, is there I saw that track, but I didn't really I didn't choose it because Stop the Boat is a track that has like copyright on the track itself. I didn't check it, but is there copyright on the track? Yeah, there is. So I am not gonna play it. I'm sorry. Next up, Tommy Random, End of Time. No, they're not first. It's just I just choose random tracks, but if you say SoundCloud tracks are first, it's just easier to do first SoundCloud or first the FL Studio tracks. Doesn't really matter. Okay. It was surprising, but it's not bad. Let's say your track is a bit empty. There are no build-ups, no really major wow factors, but it's not a bad track. It's really solid. Let's compare a bit to the ending. Will be at the beginning. It could also be at the end. Doesn't really matter to me. Oh, I have my muscles are. I went to the gym and to Malice in Wonderland yesterday, so yeah, I think your first build-up can be way stronger. So add some more percussions, make them louder, more crashes, more sub drops, more, make it wild, because you don't have any energy building up to your first anticlimax. Next up, we have like a pretty standard mid intro. That's fine, because mid intros don't really need to be that great of energy for me, to be honest. They just need to have a bit of a wow factor, and I think yours has enough of a wow factor. Yeah, same problem in your second build up. You don't have any energy leading up to your first or to your second kick. I really like this kick, so well done on this one. And your vocal, if you're just listening to this, has some frequencies that are not like good for the human ear. Around the let's say 19, 18, we can't hear like above 17,000 hertz, but around 15, 16, 14,000 hertz, there are a lot of high frequencies on the vocals, so maybe turn those down.
To the end of time.
Your general EQ on your leads isn't bad, but it's not great. Maybe add some more frequencies in the mids and maybe some in the mid highs, because it sounds a bit in the background. The highs sound a bit in the background, because highs give a track energy, and if you don't have any highs in your melody is gonna sound like ass. So just try to add some more frequencies. Your melody also sounds, personally for me, really cheap. Your layering might be the problem or the issue. So try to look into how to layer hardstyle leads. Yeah, this fake drop is pretty cool. But then you have a really boring fill. So you lose all the energy you build up in the build up, and then you have your drop. So maybe add some other fills in there to give it more energy, or just remove the fill and just let the kick play. And personally, I think your second kick is a bit louder than your first in the last climax. But all with all, it's not a bad track. So those are my my thoughts. Yeah, it could be the issue. Just look in your levels of the volume in your track and try to fill it up a bit more. Yeah, it needs to be more interesting, but it's not bad. So there you go. Invaders, Digital Demise, V1 extended. Woohoo! That's a copyright issue. Respawn. We're going into the up-tempo vibes.
Oh my lord, Jesus Christ.
Okay. Whew, whew. Where's your punch and your kick, brother? It's just gone. Oh god, it's not bad at all. It's interesting, but let's just say it's not my thing, because it's, yeah, I'm not a fan of tempo, but that's personal. But the track is really interesting. Let's say that, because the dynamics of your track are, let's say, all over the place. Talk about build-ups, breaks. Look at the levels of your, just, if you look at this screen, look at the levels of your your break and your climax. Yeah, personally, I think your breaks and your build-ups can be a bit more louder, because if you just listen to this first break and then your climax. That's like way more louder than your build up and your break. So it's really surprising, to say the least, because of your volume difference, and in your fills there is the problem too. I didn't mean punch is more like a kind of sound that gives the kicks more energy. But this is more like a dark horror vibe. So I get what this guy has done here, Invaders. But it's not executed like properly because of the volume levels. And I think the second part here, your kick is so loud that your melody just falls back in the mix. And maybe you can try to make the melody a bit less random, because they're really fast notes. I think they're too fast, because they sound like they lack a release in the notes, and maybe add a bit more rhythm and interesting parts to the rest of your track. Let's say maybe play with the vocal, maybe add some different kind of elements, because the track is really static all with all. But the kicks are, I think, the main part, because they are fucking up-tempo kicks. But yeah, those are, I think, my general thoughts. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. Where can I send the demos? Just look in our Discord server. You have a topic called submit for feedback, and then you have stream feedback. And you can send your demos over there. Okay. Renquen? Requen? I don't know if I said that correctly, but there we go. Okay, so Rankman, cool track. I like the kicks, but let's just say your voice or your vocal is maybe not in key. At some parts it is, and in other parts it isn't. I think it's a major vocal, and your track is in minor. So my internet's gone. As again, where can I send the demo? You can send it in the Discord server. And you can send it in the topic submit for feedback, and they have a stream feedback part. Yeah, so some of your parts of your vocal are not in key. Yeah, the session is uploaded after YouTube on YouTube after the session, so that's fine. And I don't think I can like give feedback on every song. So if your song isn't there, I'm sorry, because we have so many requests. I can't do anything in like 2 hours, or all the songs in 2 hours. So in advance. So yeah, your track is nice, but your vocal is not in key at some parts. Let's start over again with the feedback. And some general thoughts: your melody is not banging. Let's say the sounds are really cheap. It's just like a square or something, or screech sound as a lead. So maybe we have a tutorial, or other people have a tutorial on YouTube on how to layer hardstyle leads and make harmonies, and how to combine those in the track. Maybe look into that. That's some of a good idea to elevate your productions. Next, your screeches are just loops, and the problem with loops is that you don't really can change the sound at some parts. Yes, you can, but it's really difficult, or it's another way of doing it. And personally, I would like to have you just put your screeches in, but make them yourself. And you can do that really easily. We have a lot of packs, but the other people have also a lot of like screech presets. Maybe go on preset share and try to look for a good screech and use it in your production. Just process it, and all with all, you have a new screech. Link for Discord server, I'll send it in. Give me a second. But yeah, that's for me a deal breaker. Next, your screeches and your kicks aren't just bad at all. For your kicks aren't bad at all. They fit the track. But I think your build up into your second climax kick here. Thank you. Okay, let's say Hashnaka for subscribing. But yeah, I think your build up into your second kick. Isn't that great? You have a high energy kick and you have a low energy build. So maybe add some more stuff into your build. And there we go. Melgio Martinez Jose Emilio is saying, screech making isn't that difficult. It takes time, but it's absolutely worth it. Screech making can be difficult. Let's say it can, because some sounds work at different frequencies, and screeches are a bit up there in difficulty of getting them properly tuned and made. And Blue Phoenix, Galactor has nice screech packs. Go check it out. Maybe you can. How about a promotion, Galactor? So yeah, look into those things. Next. Yeah, here your vocal just sounds off key. Now your mix in your climax isn't bad at all. Yeah, and just your melody sounds really cheap because you have such good kicks in there. So yeah, Renken, there you go. Okay, so let me send the Discord link or invite to the stream for you guys. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. It's just if you search street in your Discord, you can also search for on point samples. Beginner hack tips. Try to collect every sample by previous melodies on YouTube might help you. Okay. Let's go to Illusion and Mist of Microwave. Oh my god.
This is a certified hood pricing.
Why is our Minecraft sound?
What the dog doing?
Don't fucking run away from me!
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ate the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and a thumb in the shape of an F on her forehead. Hey now, you're soft, get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're soft, get a show on, get paid. I'm at the
Oh god. Okay, you know when you play this is a fucking meme track and you don't want any feedback on this stuff. And I'm not gonna do it. I know it because why do I need to give feedback on a on a meme up tempo terror track? Brother. It's funny though.
Was taken to another world. Couldn't find any of my fears or hopes. I became someone that I didn't know. Lost somewhere I'd never been before.
Okay. That sounds cool. I think your vocal can use a bit more depth.
Taken to another world. Couldn't find any of my fears or hopes. I became fears or hopes before.
Yeah, and just some more general effects. So plop a impact in the melody introduction. Maybe your bass can be a mono instead of stereo because your sub bass is in stereo now. your vocal build-up isn't bad, but there is a great thing called the fruity granulizer. If you use, let's say, FL Studio, you can tune the vocal to the right amount of waveform and really amazing cool stuff. Maybe we can do a tutorial on that. Yeah, and this part, your first fill is a bit low in volume, and you can already tell because of the volume like slider here in SoundCloud. And your fill of your melody is really cool. And maybe your screech can be a bit more in the foreground because it's really soft, it's really subtle, it's cool. But if you just put we have a, let's see, I have a track that does the same. A bit more to the foreground. Let's see, where is it? Here. So we also used the vocal part. So because yours is a bit more in the background. It fits, but I think personally your first screech can be a bit more in the foreground. But yeah, cool track. Nothing really to say about instead of your vocal build-up and your fill here. That sounds really goofy because it's not in volume. So yeah. Okay, let's switch over to some tracks in FL Studio. And we have like an hour left or so it's gonna be fine. And we have a lot more tracks to choose after I finish this one because I had to rush because I had to take over the stream. I didn't really have the time to check the tracks. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Bing, 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 bing. Slipping away. Okay, why is not working? Streaming is there we go. Streaming is such an annoying thing to do at some points, because nothing is working. It's weird. Ableton King of Dolls. Yeah, I need to check out Ableton sometime. I know. Okay, we have Barras with Anxiety. Gives me anxiety.
What we call anxiety. When you get to think that you think your thoughts, the you standing aside the thoughts has the same sort of consequence as seeing double. And then you think, can I observe
Kuna, no, they're not.
Thinking the thoughts? Or I am worried, and I ought not to worry, but because I can't stop worrying, I'm worried because I worry. And that is what we call anxiety. This discipline that we're talking about of Nagarjunas abolishes anxiety. Because you discover that no amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that's going to happen. In other words, from the first standpoint, the worst is going to happen. You're all going to die. It's the most important thing to consider now, because it enables you, it is the mercy of nature, because it's going to enable you to let go. And you see where that could lead to.
Barris. Okay. I see you. Really cool track. It's loud enough. It's 2.9 loves. That's cool. Hey Siri, shut up. Stop. So let's go over the track a bit. There are a lot of resonant frequencies on your vocal and your pads, and I can show you where if it's working, because this fucking sucks 90% of the time.
What we call anxiety. Observe the thinker thinking. Observe the thinker. Observe the thinker thinking.
There are a lot of resonant frequencies, and due to the general state of your mix, because you mix this track great, maybe you can put a multiband compressor or a FabFilter Pro MB on your pads, because they are really in your face, and you can see it in your waveform.
The thinker.
All those peaks are a bit too much of your resonant frequencies. Next, you have a really, I call it a skate ramp, because your dynamics of your track are like this, and that brings some issues or problems. In your climaxes, they're fine. As you can see, if you look at your climaxes.
And that is what we call anxiety.
You don't have the skate ramp effect, but if you go into your breaks.
But this discipline that we're talking about of Nagarjunas.
You have a skate ramp effect.
But this discipline that we're talking about of
So, you miss some dynamics of your track, just some general mid-highs here, and some maybe I can I do this in Pro Q3? Where can I can freeze span, right?
But this discipline that we're talking about of Nagarjuna.
See, okay. There we go. So you have your skate ramp effect in your break, and you generally just want one line of frequencies, and you miss some.
And you see where that could lead to.
And you can see it's a lot better here, because the kick comes in and gives it more low end. So yeah, just look into that. But I don't really have to say anything more. The track is really good. Your melody is mixed well with your kick. The vibe of the track is really cool. I like the piano. So I don't really have to say a lot. It's a good track, but some dynamics are just missing. And if you look into that, your track is gonna be banging. But yeah, there we go. I need to catch up with the chat. Sick one. Vertel uses Ableton, true, but if you're at that level of production or producing, it doesn't really matter which DAW you use. Fernox, I'm gonna choose some random tracks after this, so you're gonna probably, if you're lucky, you're gonna be fine. What's the point of saying that this DAW is the best of all? Well, it's not. It's let's say it's a personal preference. Nutty Core, is that to me or is that to someone else? Mario Paint. No, just Paint. Microsoft Paint is the best DHW. Or let's just say Excel. Did you guys see that video? Microsoft or Office 365 Excel. That was crazy. Yeah, but still, there isn't like a best DAW. There are worse DAW than FL Studio and Ableton for sure. But still, it's not a. It's. I think it's a personal preference. I have seen some tracks in like a Indian weird ass DAW that sounds better than mine. So yeah, it's not really a thing. Excel, DAW. False Awaken remix. Uh-oh. I think we have a remix. You mean a break or an intro? I don't know if there's copyright on this track. You should do a video about 5 different ways. Yeah. And just in case, just load FL VST into Ableton. VSTI. Okay. W quick rolls in with. I don't know. By the way, do you guys know this track? False Awaken. Yeah, I think so. Because I don't know where I got this from. Give me a second. Because I want to give feedback on it, but if I can't, because if we get strikes, it's really, really annoying. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it then, because if we get striked too many times, we can't do these streams anymore. That's annoying. Sorry. Okay, let's go over the first part, because I can give more detailed feedback then. Where is your build? I think... yeah, it is. But I think your build-up can use a lot more, because it's really loud. Let's just say your build-up is as loud as your climax. Generally, your kicks need to be louder than your climax, louder than all the rest of your track. So just maybe look into maybe giving your kicks more oomph, or let's just say bringing down some volumes on your build-up, because the master isn't bad at all, but I think it's just general mixing wise that it's missing. And your vocal, Yeah, it's fine. It comes through fine. So so that's good. There's nothing really worse about this part except for your kicks being too low in volume or your build-up being too high in volume. Okay, so there are some things. Your leads can be a bit more interesting, and your mixing of your leads can be a bit more interesting or better, and your kicks are phasing or clipping or something is going on. I think they're just overlapping and or are phasing together because of they're on the same frequency and they're clipping at the same time. Yeah, they're for sure up there. Maybe you can just make them a bit shorter that they're not phasing into the other. It's really weird. Yeah, they are phasing it. There we go. So that's the part. But yeah, look into your mixing of your kicks here, because in general, when kicks are overlapping, let's see, you get. Let me put up a kick. You get the phasing issue, and because of their nature being really boring, you get a why is this so long? Why is it so long? You get a problem that we call phasing, and they're into each other. So maybe you can make this a bit shorter, just like this, that they're not phasing because they're now running into each other, and then you get a problem. You have this as a problem. So I think that's the general idea, and your master is just too high in your volume wise of your low end maybe, and then you get also a phasing issue because your low end is way out of proportion, and it sounds like they're trying to overlap the same frequency, and that just doesn't work. Yeah, they're clipping also, so maybe turn them down in volume, and or it's a mixing issue. I can't really tell for sure, so that's for you to figure out. I don't have the project in front of me. So this part is way better, and here they're also phasing into each other a bit because I think the tails are too long. And yeah, in general, your track isn't bad. but it just lacks a bit of love and care. So try to say or try to look into this, and you can use a lot of different instruments to look at it. Just use FOB filter and use some analyzing VSTs to try to eliminate or see where the problem lies. This part of this track is the vibes. The worst is the kick phasing. Yeah, that's fine, but there are some problems.
Wizards and magic. Fairy tales. Experience a world of fairy tales. A place where things that shouldn't exist are part of life. A world controlled by unexplainable powers. A land controlled by wizards and magic. Fairy tales. Experience a world of fairy tales. A place where things that shouldn't exist are part of life. A world controlled by unexplainable powers. A land controlled by wizards and magic. Fairy tale.
Okay, so personally, I don't think you know how to sidechain your reverb to your track. So I'm gonna explain how to do that. And that's really easy. Really, really, really easy. Let me just show you. Because I think your track is too dry. Too dry. So, you have your lead, right? There you go, your lead. And it's dry, there is no reverb, there's nothing on there. So let's do two notes. And you want to sidechain your reverb. So you have your lead and you want to sidechain your reverb. Usually you make a bus where you have your leads on. So they all go into one chain and you have all your effects on there and they sound better. Okay. Next up, you're gonna route them to two separate buses. And in this bus, I have a thing there. You have a delay and you have a reverb. And let's just pull up the reverb. Oh, wrong one. And you have your reverb. And your reverb consists of like 3 or 4 parts, but let's say you don't know how to do OTT and your EQing of your reverb. You have a Valhalla room that's just 100% wet level and 100% depth, and you have a limiter on there. And make sure your limiter is at the last part of your chain, because the limiter just pulls all the other effects that are above it into itself, and you can control a lot of stuff with that. And with the sidechain button here, you can put this on 1, so it links to your leads, and you can use your knee and ratio and your threshold to open up your reverb at some points and make it duck or leave the melody again. So if you don't have the sidechain function on, it's just gonna play. And if you have the sidechain function turned on, it fades in. So you have a filling in your leads. So if I grab a melody, let's see, I have somewhere. If I grab a melody, it's gonna open up that reverb when the notes aren't playing. And you can see this there in the mixing. So that's a method of using your reverb. And you can also use it on your vocal, because your vocal is also too wet. You have just a Valhalla room with no effects. And when you add a bus with an extra reverb and just remove your first reverb and open up the threshold a bit, you have also the nice reverb filling of your vocal. So there you go. But the track isn't bad. It just isn't generally mixing stuff. And I'm going to check out the second part here. And your vocal has some low end that is like clashing with the old track, and your vocal isn't mixed properly. So maybe turn up the volume of your vocal and remove the low frequencies that are in there, because in general you don't want any low frequencies in your vocal. Yeah, a tiny bit to give it more depth, but your reese bass and your other elements in your track are going to fill those empty parts of your track up with their low ends. And yeah, so try to sidechain that reverb, as I said before. Next up, we're gonna go to your second part, and I see your kicks and your mixing wise, it's all over the place. As you can see, it's not one line, but that's fine.
Experience a world of fairy tales. A world controlled by unexplainable powers. Wizards and magic. Experience a world of
Okay, as I already mentioned, this is really loud, and I think not your anti or your mid intro climax is fine. These are euphoric wave kicks. That's also fine. No problem with using not your kicks. But just mixing wise, this part is bad because of the different volumes that are just going on. Just try to yeah, you can use your screens and your mixer and your master to look into how to fix your volumes. But not a bad track at all. So just keep going. Yeah, next up we have Dark Blade. Okay, so let's listen to the first part. Your leads are a bit thin. And by the way, Tesco, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Everyone starts somewhere, and you haven't been producing for a while, for long, I think. So it's fine. No worries, you're fine. Everyone starts somewhere. Just like Darkblade and other people are not as good as, let's say, a Headhunters or a Fertile or a Malice. It doesn't matter. You're fine. So this first part, your leads are thin. I can already tell because there is no like depth. There is no good layering. It sounds really thin. And I think they're high, and they're high in like octave wise in note height. And maybe you can look into layering some lower parts. Let's call them harmonies of your vocal, your leads. So it gives more depth. We haven't done a tutorial on it, but I think Fruity Masters and D-Tunes have. So, and I think those are really good tutorials to give you a base on how to do those things. So maybe look into their YouTube channels if they have a good tutorial. But I think they do. Your frequencies in your leads are also really, 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 really bad. You can already tell because I did a bell EQ here, and you can immediately know the difference. Because there are too many high frequencies. As you guys can hear, it's too much. Your kick is also lacking a bit of sub, but that's just mastering. Yeah, I was about to say there's no bass in this part. I don't know if you did this like on purpose. But maybe you can add a bass in here. Okay, so your climax. Yeah, the kick pitching is wrong. Everybody noticed, but in general, when you have your lead playing, you have your bass playing, right? So you have maybe an E, an F, an G, and a D playing at the same time, or at the different parts of the melody. And in general, you just want to follow the pitch of your bass with your kicks. That's easy. So if I have, let's say, shut up, Siri, you're really annoying. So if I have this bass, and this bass consists of an F, an A sharp, and D, and then an F again, right? So these are the notes you want to follow with your kick. Simple, easy, done. And you can use pre-pitched kicks. Like this. And you can just follow your kicks in your project. But yeah, that's a good know-how how to do it. Yeah, they are clashing, but I think there's no bass in your track. So just please add some bass in your track, and that's easy. Just put a Maximus. Put a Maximus on here. Where is it? Maximus. And just try to post gain the lows a bit, or just look into your mixing. But that's personal. Yeah. I think I solve it playing the low note in a clone synth. You can also add a bass under, but you need to EQ the lows out of it, so you don't have any low end, because they are gonna phase into each other, and there's gonna be no bass at all if you have two low notes playing at the same time. Okay, I would just remove this, because these frequencies are too much. And this is really slow and boring. And your pads in the background here are not making any sense, to be honest. I can hear them. Oh, those are your chords. Okay, let's just say you just end your track here. Done. And go into this part. Or you just use this part. So in that way your track is a bit shorter, and it doesn't remove all the feelings and the energy you had in your climax. And your track is long enough, because this part is going to play for like 20 more seconds, so you're well above 30 seconds of 3 minutes of track. Yeah, and just mixing wise here, the same problem as before. You don't have any sub bass in there, and your cutoffs here are really resonant. Maybe you can there is a trick in FL Studio. I don't know how to do it in other let's say other DAWs that we call note decay, and this is a decay of your notes, just playing when you're using a filter. So if I have a melody, I'm just gonna put it. Let's do another melody. This fucking sucks. So we have this melody playing, right? And what you can do if you have a filter, and I know for a fact I have a filter on here, I can link the leads. Let's do another filter. Where is it? I can link the cutoff of the of the leads, I can link to this controller, and we call this a note decay articulator. And this is gonna do exactly the same as your sidechain reverb ducking I told about before. So when the note is playing, so you make sure you make a filter and put it at this note decay part. So when this filter is playing, you can already tell that it sounds like it's a pluck. And if you automate the level of this, you're gonna get a open up portion, and it's gonna come back down. So you can make a pluck part out of this, and that sounds really cool. And maybe you can try to add that here, because now it's just really resonant, and this is not really resonant at all. It's just bad in mixing now because I don't have anything on here. So you can add some more funky stuff to your track. So those are my things you can look into. Please, how to separate leads and kicks in the mix. We already have a tutorial on that, brother. We already did this, right?
Fairy tales.
Yeah, we already had this one. Okay, so River D. Yeah, that's a cool trick to do on leads. So Yo, okay. So, yeah, cool track, really interesting, gives me cool vibes, but your track is a bit soft in volume. Maybe you can try to elevate your volume of your whole track, because it's -5 momentarily max. That's not much. Generally in hardstyle you want to be around 3, 4. Because when you're playing this on the stage, it's gonna sound, yeah, a bit a bit interesting for the DJs if they want to. You can also do this. No, I'm kidding. A bit more in dynamics of your track, but this sounds really cool. I think personally some parts can use a bit more filling, but it's really interesting. I like this metal part here. Maybe you can add some vocals in here to give it a bit more of a vibe. Check your email, bro. Did you email me? Really? Ah, you gotta redo vocals. Okay. Yeah, I get that. But vocals are pretty hard to do, to be honest. So it sounds really cool. It's interesting, gives me good vibes. But I think that's also personally your first kick is hard hitting, right? This second kick, I'm not a big fan of the second kick. So I would personally change the second kick into this one, or layer this kick with another kick. Maybe you can do a cool reverse bass or something in here, so you can add some more stuff to it. So yeah, that's a thing. Maybe a Psy under, just the tail of the Psy. So maybe it give it a bit more dynamic, because this one has a really good low end. This has just a weird punch with almost the same low end. But this low end isn't as in depth as the first low end of your kick. Yeah, and some of the resonant frequencies in the screech can be removed. But with all, really, really dope. Yeah, just add this one. Where is it? Vocals.
Computer generated.
No, don't. Just I think you can sing. Just make some harmonic vocals or something just in the background. I don't think it needs it needs a lot of vocal, but maybe just something like
Welcome. Madness is a state of mind.
oh, that sounds really good. Like this.
Bait.
Something to keep those guys who want to listen to raw interested. But cool track. Yes, it is, but we only accept submissions via our Discord, because it's way easier for us to filter. So if you are in our Discord, just check the Discord server and then submit for feedback session, and then your stream feedback channel, and you can just plop it in there, and you can maybe receive feedback on your track, because we have a lot of submissions. If you just scroll through all the tracks that have been sent in, then it's really really interesting to see that. I don't use Discord, bro. Oh, why not? Why not? Okay, we have out of ideas from who was this? Let's see. Tolly. Tolly beats.
Sample 1 complete. Initiating DM. Interference problems. Initiate protocol B. Shit. Go fuck it up.
This is so cool. Okay. The first part is really... Wait, I'm getting a call. I need to take this. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. So the track is really interesting. I think your first part is really random.
Sample 1 complete. Initiating DM.
The interference here is just really bad.
Sample 1 complete.
It's just too much, the interference, the static. I think you have too much sub in this part.
Interference problems. Initiate protocol B.
Okay, and so in your build-up, you can use a bit of a sub bass. So you can add a sub bass in the root note of your track, and pitch it up and down. So you have a let's say you have a reverse sub drop, right? So you can build it up a bit more here, and your filter just hurts my ears. It's too high, too high.
Shit.
I really like these screeches in the back. This first punch here, or I don't know what it is. That has too much reverb. And maybe your vocal can be a bit more louder. But yeah, really interesting. I didn't even like expect the raw style, hardstyle vibes in here. So yeah, nice work. Oh god. Okay. Dynamics. Kuna brother.
On a journey to open your mind and a path to free your soul. Welcome to the universe. Free your soul. Raw energy. Experience a journey through your mind. Forget who you are and leave the past behind. Walk the path of many before and feel the raw energy in your core. To open your mind and a path to free your soul. A road leading to revelations. Travelers, we welcome you to the universe.
Okay, so I don't know how to pronounce your name, but no, we are not doing anything beyond Discord. So I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. So, yeah, the track is really long, Let's say that it's 4 minutes long, and your break is really, really, really silent. And what happens then is you don't have any dynamics in your track. So your first break is really, 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 really soft. Then you get your, I think it's a build-up.
On a journey to open your mind.
And this can be a bit more exciting for me.
Free your soul.
And if your first break is like a sample or anything, you can just use a compressor to bring it back together, to make it louder, to make it softer, to do anything. So to put it up in volume. So use a compressor there. I think that's the best thing you can do to make it louder.
Welcome to the universe.
Your first kick is really cool. I think your screeches can be a bit more in the foreground, a bit louder, because they're very wide also in stereo. So your kick is mono and your screeches are in stereo, so that's good. But they are a bit too much in the back. So here they are a bit more to the foreground. That's because of your kick. So your first kick has a lot of crunch. And the frequencies of the screech are also at the same frequency of course, the kick. So those are clashing a bit. So if you just make your screech a bit more to the foreground, it's going to be a bit more noticeable. And this kick has a weird tail and your punch, because it's stereo to the right. It looks really weird in waveform. So maybe you can EQ or bring those frequencies a bit closer together, because this makes no sense at all. And it sounds like your tail is going up in volume at the end. So that's louder than your punch. Same problem here. You have your break. It's really low in volume.
Experience to the universe.
Yeah, and there are notes out of key. This one. And this one.
Experience a journey through your mind. Forget who you are and leave the past behind. For the universe.
Yeah, your mix here is fine. There's nothing wrong with your mix. Yeah, you can make your climax like 16 bars shorter. Just
To the universe.
done. So yeah, those are the things you can work on, Kuna. Please leave following. Okay, what he's saying, but I'm gonna say it again. Yeah, you gotta compress that sample. Just make it louder, or make the other elements of your track less loud, and just do the rest in mixing. Because now there is just a way, the difference between your climax and your breaks are like this. So. If you need help, just message me. Hard shifters. Okay, so hard shifters.
I've cried alone in the darkness and let my tears fall like rain. I've faced my fears
and confronted the unknown. I've silenced my thoughts and found peace in stillness. I have been one with my pain.
Hey, sample. The guitar sample.
Tears fall like rain. I faced my fears and confronted the unknown. I've silenced my thoughts and found peace in stillness. I have been one with my pain.
Fuck aan Marcel. Grapje, yo man. I know, ik maak een grapje.
Okay. Really, really interesting track, to say the least. The vocal here.
I've cried alone in the darkness.
Some people say that's a lot of reverb, but I think it fits. Just looking at the general state of the track, it fits. But the thing is, your leads have too much. Too much reverb. Just turn a bit of the sidechaining down, or the threshold of the sidechaining, because it just fills up way too much. And I think your pad is way too loud in the background. I just explained why, and you're still asking. Hey, what's up, Androponix? So this gets boring. The build-up is good, and the filling up to the climax is really good. But maybe you can add the vocal here, or maybe some other elements. Maybe a maybe a bass shot, or just some other fills in here to make this part of the build-up a bit more interesting. But it has a lot of energy. So just keep this in there, but just fill it up a bit. How many dB difference should the kick be mixed in the lead in general? I mean, just go with sounds good, to be honest. But your kick needs to be one of the loudest parts in your climax. So there is not really a good way to have a dB level on how to mix your kick with your lead, etc. But in general, just make it a bit louder, but make it sound not as loud that it overpowers your melody. There's no right way of saying it. Just don't let it overpower your melody. But that just comes down to mixing and sidechaining and looking on how to fit it this way instead of that way. Just looking at different options. Yeah, so here, just maybe a fun part to do. You can you can just remove every effect just from here. Just let it completely fall silent instead of the just an impact or something, and just do the vocal dry. Just do a dry vocal. Mac brother, I need to go soon, so I'm probably not gonna make that because I didn't. It wasn't even my stream day, so I have a lot of other things planned. But I'll check it out later, okay? I like this part. This is really well done. And there are some hard frequencies on your kick, I think. Yeah, in the high end, there are some frequencies in your kick that are not as pleasant to my ears, to be honest. Okay, and I didn't know I had to choose because this part of your track has a lot of elements that want to overpower each other because the pad is overpowering your guitar, and your guitar is trying to overpower all the other elements. So maybe choose one or the other that sounds better in this part of your track, and maybe elevate on that sound instead of using all of them. Because for me, it's really hard to choose a direction this part of your track wants to go.
I've cried alone in the darkness.
And your vocal here has a lot of high frequencies.
I've cried alone in the darkness.
So maybe EQ your vocal better. Or at least EQ your vocal better in the high end of your vocal.
Been one with my pain.
Yeah, and here again, your pads are way too loud. So just make your your pad a bit less loud, and your frequencies on the underside of your track are louder than the top of your track. As you see, you have a limiter. I can see that because every sound is just a brick here.
With my pain.
So just try to mix your climax or your melody introduction a bit better. Yeah, this is really weird. Your kick rolls here do not make any sense. I think this second key is a bit out of key, just maybe one semitone. Here also. But for all with all, it's not a bad track. So there are some things there are some still things you need to change, but still. Yeah, there is as everyone is just trying to tell everyone what sounds good on the DB side of tracks or kicks, but I don't think there's like a good way of explaining, because everyone does it a different way, and everyone likes it this way and everyone likes it that way. So let's yeah, I don't know. It's for everyone it's different. And personally, I don't think there is a good explaining on what to do. And yeah, nobody is an expert here. So I mean, you can take the advice, of course. That's nothing that's wrong. But yeah. All right. So I need to go, and this was also the feedback stream for today, because I had to I had to get someone out of the equation here. I got small Genelecs, but didn't like them that much. But M audios, small Genelecs are not that great, to be honest. I have the big ones, the 8040 BPMs. Those are way better than the small ones. I had the 810s, and I can certainly tell the difference. But okay. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm sorry it's so short today, because yeah, I had to replace someone. And next week we have Envine in our stream. So Envine is gonna join us on the feedback stream on Sunday. So I hope you guys are excited for that, because I am. Envine, good buddy of mine. So yeah. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you somewhere next week. And yeah, we'll be there with Envine. So yeah, later guys.
I don't even really know where to begin, because it seems like every time I get ahead, I end up going 2 steps back. So tonight, I'm just gonna let this one ride. Maybe we should all just get along with each other and put away our problems, or whatever it is. We just need to forget about everything and just have a good time here tonight. It's really that simple. Listen to me. You just gotta keep doing what you're doing and keep moving in your life in the direction that you feel is the best way to go. I don't even really know where to begin, because it seems like every time I get ahead, I end up going 2 steps back. So tonight, I'm just gonna let this one ride. Listen to me. I don't even really know where to begin, because it seems like every time I get ahead, I end up going 2 steps back. So tonight, I'm just gonna let this one ride. You just gotta keep doing what you're doing and keep moving in your life in the direction that you feel is the best way to go.
Give me way more time, and we'll be better down the line. 'Cause now my heart is in a bind, and baby, life. And it's like I miss you more each day, when I'm the one that sent you on your way, yeah. But it's been this life alienating myself from the people that are good to me. And it's like I miss you more each day, yeah. I'm the one that sent you on your way, yeah. Well, it's been this life alienating myself from the people that are good to me. I take the weight on my shoulders as I feel the sky come down on me, and I can't hold it much longer. So let go so I can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. I'm the one that sent you on your way, yeah. Well, it's been this life alienating myself from the people that are good to me. I take the weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me.